So the long-awaited refresh to the Apple's MacBook Pro lineup is hitting the streets, and earlier this year, we have seen Microsoft unveiling the 2016 version of the Surface Book. Putting both these machines side by side, we are looking at two of the most insane, well-built mobile workstations on the market. The MacBook Pro lineup and the Surface Book is intended mainly for professionals and business users who need to amp up their productivity on the go. Getting into the 2016 MacBook Pro, the key changes that Apple brought along apart from the previous models are the new Touch Bar and the Touch ID and the enormous trackpad. The new MacBook Pro is thinner and lighter than the older model. The trackpad now can be used with the Apple Pen like a graphic tablet, so I think it's a winner for the graphic designers out there, I guess. The display is of the same resolution as the older one, but it's brighter and have wider color gamut. And once you start typing, you will see that the keyboard is completely changed. So the MacBook Pro comes with so-called butterfly keyboards and the force touch trackpads, both of which we have seen on the 2016 MacBook. But this time the trackpad is bigger, a lot bigger in fact. One of the greatest disappointments for me in the new update is the exclusion of the SD card slot and the USB Type-C strategy. The USB Type-C is kind of like the future, and it's great that brands like Apple set track for this to go mainstream, but at least for now, we are stuck with dongles for hooking up peripherals. The next thing you'll notice is that Apple replaced the entire function key row with a strip of touch interactive OLED panel that can give you text predictions, formatting tools, timeline controls, and so on. The power button next to the touch bar now doubles as the Touch ID like an iPhone or an iPad. And this is something I've been expecting from a company like Apple for a long time, and now we got it. The Touch ID is fast and easy to set up just like an iPhone or an iPad. So that's all with the Apple side of things, and let's get to the Microsoft part. So now getting into the Surface Book from Microsoft, this thing looks premium and well built, and unlike the Surface Pro tablets, you have a real keyboard this time and some impressive specs under the hood. So the Surface Book is a full-fledged Windows laptop with discrete graphics card and like 15 hours of battery life. Once you pop the display off the keyboard base, you will have a tablet. So the Surface Book packs in with Windows 10 at its best. The maxed out version of the Surface Book comes with a Core i7 Skylake processor, 16 gigs of RAM and 1TB of SSD storage. On the keyboard base, you have some more horsepower with the NVIDIA GTX 965M graphics chip. Getting into the I/O department, you will have two full-sized USB 3.0 ports, an SD card reader, a mini display port and the proprietary charging port. The display is pretty crisp with a resolution of 267 pixels per inch. The hinge that connect the display and the keyboard base is what's unique about the Surface Book and make it a little bit bulkier than the MacBook Pro. On the performance standpoint, both the Surface Book and the MacBook Pro comes with the best bits of tech 2016 has to offer, and both of them definitely falls into the first class. But if you like intense gaming or do high-end 3D tools, having a discrete graphics card is always a bonus. The Surface Book comes with GTX 965M and the MacBook Pro comes with Radeon Pro graphics card. The MacBook Pro comes with only USB Type-C port, 2 of them in the 13-inch and 4 of them in the 15-inch. On my perspective, the USB Type-C is great, it's fast, you can charge, hook displays and do all these things with just one port. And it would be great if all the devices you have comes with a USB Type-C connector, but it's not the case for most of the users out there. Still, it would take like a few years for the USB Type-C to go mainstream. So for now, if you need to hook up a normal USB device or a display or an SD card to the MacBook Pro, you will need to get dongles that will cost at least $40 for each. And it's always going to be an extra piece of hardware you need to take care of. But the Surface Book clearly wins on this department with the 2 full-sized USB 3.0 ports and the SD card slot. Just having these 2 features out of the box makes a difference, especially if you are on the go. So I'm not really a big fan of touchscreen displays on laptop unless it's a convertible. Having a better trackpad and a keyboard is always what I look for, and it's the case with the MacBook Pro. The MacBook Pro comes with one of the best pair of trackpad and keyboard. But the touchscreen on the Surface Book gives you an added functionality of a tablet if you detach it off the keyboard base. So if you are someone who is always on the run, having a fully functional Windows tablet is always great. When comparing to the Apple side, the Surface Book is all you need for an iPad and a MacBook together. So a maxed out version of the MacBook Pro with the Radeon Pro graphics chip will run you around the same price of a $3,300 Surface Book, give it or take. So getting into the conclusion, there are a lot of options for high-end laptops on Windows side of things like Dell XPS or the HP X360. But if you use Mac exclusive apps like Final Cut, or if your workflow is based on OS X, there is nothing other than the MacBook Pro to look for. It's built like a tank with an even slimmer profile and yields outstanding performance. So if you do gaming a lot or need better I/O options, the Surface Book is definitely going to cut it. But if you use apps like Final Cut, or if you like to go clean and classic and is ready to embrace the USB Type-C, then go with the MacBook Pro. And I think it's up to you to choose your best fit. So this is Fazil, and that's it with the video. So if you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up right below, and if you want to watch more of my videos, please consider subscribing my channel. And thank you for watching this video guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.